Hey, how's it, guys? Welcome to the channel. I have a new subscriber, Grant Max 75. Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for subscribing. I hope you stop by for more observations. For this video, I'll be challenging the flat earthers' assertion that objects don't change their positions in our celestial skies throughout the year. I'm starting off with a photo I took back in April 2019 of what I thought was Mercury and the waning crescent moon. But when I tried to corroborate it on dateandtime.com, it showed that Mercury and Venus were both in the sky at the same time, at that time. And I probably captured Venus because it's brighter. So that was in April 2019, and in February 2020, I captured Mercury in the western skies, as you can see from these couple of photos. And then in about the last week of September, I found Mercury to be directly west, and it is moving ever more southwestwards. And right now it is just behind my big tree. And Mercury has a very short orbit because of its distance from the sun. It is the first planet, and it only takes 88 days for Mercury to orbit. So we have very good viewing opportunities of Mercury. And now that I've realized that, I'll be able to keep an eye out for it. And before I carry on, I would like to just bring it to flat earthers' attention that all these objects seemingly orbit the earth, right? We see them every 24 hours. And if you look at night, you will see that all these objects actually change their position by about 4 minutes. And it's easy to check, very easy. So this was back in February 2020, and this is the waxing crescent moon in the west with Venus deep in the northwest. And this is a month later with the waxing crescent moon very deep in the northwest with Venus in the northwest. So these objects definitely change position in our celestial skies according to not only their orbits, but Earth's orbit around the sun. And this is where I would ask that question. How do flat earthers even think that all these objects are orbiting the Earth every 24 hours? Instead of thinking that it's the Earth that is rotating on its own axis that makes us see these objects, the way we see them. At this point, I would like to tell you that I have finally visualized myself on the Earth rotating. I can actually visualize how the Earth is, how it's turning, and how my position on this rotating Earth affects how I see the objects in my celestial skies. Now, almost to a point, I can understand why flat earthers would think that the stars don't change their position throughout the year, and that the exactly opposite thought that all these objects orbit the Earth. There are two contradictory positions, and neither of them are correct. So, in the Northern Hemisphere, Polaris is used as an example. So fluffs say, look at Polaris, it doesn't change its position. But I learned that Polaris is 1 degree off center. So if you stand there and you watch it for quite some time, you will see it shift a little bit, right? But that's from the North Pole. But because I am in the southern hemisphere, I cannot see Polaris. If Polaris was such an important observational object, it should be available to all of us to observe, but it isn't. And there is a very definitive reason why that is. And that is because there is a massive planet curvature blocking or obscuring my view. And I can say the same for Crux or Australis or any of the other stars in the southern hemisphere that isn't available to the northerners. Why can't you guys see the stars deep in the south? For exactly the same reason. The Earth curve is blocking your view. And this is the observation that actually started it all. This is a photograph of Arkana, deep in the southwest. And a couple of months later, I saw a star in the early morning, and I took a photo of it and then went to dateandtime.com to find out that it's Arkana. And I was extremely happy, which means Arkana does its so-called orbit as the Earth turns right in front of me. So basically, there it is. Basically, its orbit is from southeast to southwest. That's the very small window it has. So guys, how am I doing with my observations and explanations so far? Please write it in the comments. So let's continue. So this is the group of stars that actually made me realize that I misnamed 2 of the 3 triangulum stars. Now, in this photograph, we have Rigel, Centaurus, and Haida, which I mistook for 2 of the 3 triangulum australis stars. That was in the southeast back then. Here they are in the southwest, and as you can see, they have the same path as Arkana, except I think that they are on opposite, not I think, I know, because as you can see, the photo I took last night, which when we come to Arkana, you'll see it, is in the southeast, and these stars are in the southwest. So they stay that path from southeast to southwest. As the Earth orbits the sun, they just stay there and change their position. They are definitely not orbiting the Earth. A group of stars that I think is available to all of us wherever we are on Earth should be Orion and its accompanying stars, being Rigel and Betelgeuse. Now, I have seen them over the last year and a half all over the sky as Earth moves in its orbit around the sun. So wherever you are, please can you write in the comments where you see Orion lately? I would really appreciate that. Thank you. So guys, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you stopping by. Please comment, like, and please guys, stay safe. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.